All right, it is 11 a.m. and we are moving on to our third team of the day, the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, big third in our spring preseason poll. Joining us is head coach Autry Denson and defensive lineman Shaundre Mims. Gentlemen, good morning. Great to see you. Really appreciate you joining us. We're going to let Coach Denson open up with a statement. Tell us how things are going in this preseason preparation. And then Shaundre, we'll get your thoughts and then we'll start taking questions.
You know what, first, Mark, I like to take a moment and just thank God, thank Stephen Dolan, Kyle Calander, you, everybody down at the Big South who have done such a phenomenal job. My president at Charleston Southern University, Don DeCosta, my AD, Jeff Barber, also our on-campus COVID-19 task force, and then everybody who's a member of the CSU football ministry. That includes our coaches, our student athletes, and our parents, and everyone that has contributed to this point in the process to get us to this point where we can compete in the spring, right? We consider it both an honor and a privilege, one that we are more than ready to take advantage of. And so go Bucks.
Thank you, Coach. And Shaundre, welcome in. Wondering your thoughts. What is this overall, what it means to you to finally be back playing football?
I'm just so happy to get back out there with my guys. You know, we've been grinding so much and so much preparation, and we just already get back out there. It's been so long. It's been a long time coming.
All right, we'll be taking questions for both Coach Denson as well as Shaundre. To ask to enter the question queue, please just enter the chat box with your name and who you'd like to speak with. Before we get to those questions and as they come in, Coach Denson, we'll turn to you first. Just going into year two, I know we talked in the fall, but just what has this preparation, the extended preseason, been like, and what have you had to do differently this go around?
You know what? So much of year one was teaching our guys those championship habits, our culture, and all the things that we were putting in place. Year two was about, now that the guys understood the expectation, it was about having them do it and holding them to an either higher expectation. So we really used this extended amount of time to really, really hone in on our culture, our mission, our championship habits, and our standards, which we are always talking about our process of preparation, which that allows us to get the desired results we're looking for. So it's two ways to lead, right, Mark? When you talk about you can lead by position, where I'm the head coach and follow me, or you can lead through relationships, which we choose to do. And so we've used extended amount of time, like we did at the end of the season, or the middle of the season, to really just bank more shared experiences, showing our guys how much we care, how much we love them, because at that point, man, they just play not to let us down. So we've really spent so much time digging into them, who they are as people, getting into their world, and just trying to, mentor them both on and off the field. And so that's what we've done with a lot of our extra time. And again, we feel that's what's going to allow us to pay dividends on the field.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to start taking some questions from others. First is from David Shelton. David, go ahead.
Coach, and this is Coach for Coach and Shaundre. The last time we saw you, other than a blue gold game in November, was late November of 2019. Just kind of talk about the anticipation, first, of getting through the fall, in a trying time with COVID. Now the anticipation of finally getting to put your product back on the field, because you were on a 4-game winning streak when this ended.
You know what, Dave? That's a great question, man, from the standpoint. What we look for, and you say that COVID has been trying times, and it has been, and no one here would have picked COVID-19 to happen. But one of the things that we pride ourselves on is accepting the challenges, right? And so COVID presented a lot of challenges for everybody. We have been working, we have been doing everything that everyone else is doing. I like to think the difference for us has been that, man, we've embraced the hard. We love the challenge, and just using those, turning into opportunities, those obstacles and opportunities where we can come together and become closer as a football ministry. Getting some extra time in the weight room. I know the guys, we got a chance, as you say, in the fall to hit each other a little bit. I've heard a little bit of end of Gardner Webb, where everyone is, we've been in that process for an extended amount of time. The guys have done a phenomenal job. The coaches have done a phenomenal job. And so we're asking them to continue to just stay within the process, not allow the anticipation to overwhelm them, but just to stay committed to the phases of our process of preparation. And so that when we take the field on the 13th of March, that'll be when we really want to just, ratchet that thing up. But just trying to hold back, trying not to be so eager, even though we are, to forego the process, which is what it's all about.
Shaundre, could you speak to that?
Piggyback off what Coach Denson said, we're really just ready. We've been playing each other, so honestly, we're just ready to play someone else. We're looking forward to any competition, so.
And Autry, if you could, what can we expect? What can Buccaneer fans expect from this team? Because you are in year two, basically, even though you're basically your third year, but you're in year two of actually playing games on the field. Will we see a different team, a different style of play, or newcomers that would step up and get on the field early?
You know what? We always just talk about the power of the team and everybody doing their job. What you'll see is more of the same of what you saw the entire time, right, David? Our process doesn't change. So it's guys playing for each other. Our edge is our love for one another, playing hard for each other, playing through the echo of the whistle. On offense, you'll see tempo just like we had before. And on defense, you'll see a knockdown, drag them out, caveman football. It's real simple over here, see ball, hit ball. And on special teams, we want those guys to be special. So what we like is when you see us go out and we play, is that you see a bunch of young men, a bunch of coaches playing for each other, landing on the line for each other and doing exactly that, leaving everything that we have on the field. We call it gear around here. That's one of our standards, is that we want to give a God honor and effort with the God honor and attitude and all that we do, and then just leave the results up to God.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, David. We'll move on to Scott Heisberg. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Autry. A couple quick questions. First, just wondering, any opt-outs, any guys decide they don't want to play in the spring, or do you have a full roster? And have any of the position groups kind of been solidified, the big ones, quarterback, running back?
You know what? We have been blessed. We haven't had any opt-outs. And I say this to you over and over, Scott, and it's not a canned answer, is that, our guys compete for reps, right? Every day at practice, your reward for becoming a starter is more work. So we don't solidify positions, they do. And we try to create an environment where those guys go out and from week to week, from practice to practice, they get rewarded for the work they put in within that process of preparation. So, man, we competing. The guys that are going to take the field are going to be the ones that show up every day and be consistently consistent. And our guys know that, and that's why we've been able to have some really good quality of work.
Also, are you guys explore? I know there's been talk about a possible SC State game or two as they've lost some. You guys have some openings. Any openings that could be filled, or is this schedule set in stone?
Oh, Scott, that's a great question. You know what? I'm gonna let Jeff Barber, my AD, handle our scheduling. And as Shaundre has so adequately said, you put them on the schedule, man. And our mindset is we'll show up and we'll compete against anybody. So whoever shows up on that schedule, however fluid it is, Scott, we'll just line up and we'll play, man.
Good deal. Thanks, Autry.
All right, no problem, man.
Thank you, Scott. Next is Charles Odom from the Associated Press. He's got questions for both you, Coach, and Shaundre. Go ahead, Charles.
Well, if I can, I'll start with Shaundre, and thanks for doing this. As you've seen, some teams decided not to play a spring schedule as these final decisions were being made. Did you sense any reluctance, any apprehension among players about making the decision to plunge forward with a spring schedule?
So we're just ready to play. So we've been gone for so long. So I don't even think opting out is an option for us right now. So we just ready to, whoever crosses us, we just ready to get to it.
If I can just follow up with Coach Denson on that as well. Was this a no-brainer for you, or was that in any way a difficult decision for the school to stay with the spring schedule?
Man, to echo what Shaundre just said, I think that one of the many things which we, again, talk about COVID and all the challenges it presented, but one of the many things it also did was give us an appreciation for just the things that we had. And something as simple as getting the opportunity to compete, once it's taken away from you, you really don't realize how much you miss it and how much you want it. And so that's what we've been feeling as a football ministry from the top, myself, all the way down through our student athletes, is that, man, we didn't get a chance to compete in the spring. And the toughest thing for a competitor to do is not be able to compete, but watch other people compete. So at this point, man, as Shaundre said, we are looking to compete. Opting out, the guys had the option, but it's their team, and their collaborative opinion was opting out wasn't an option. And so again, when you have something taken away from you that you didn't necessarily, value, or I won't say value, but when you lose something that you love, man, you fight like heck to get back out there and get a chance to do it. So that's what we feel as a football ministry over here. Just, man, we can't wait for it for kickoff. You muted, Charles.
Just to follow up on that, you'll have the football spotlight for the spring now. What do you see that as an opportunity for your program?
You know what? We feel like we always had a spotlight. I joke with the guys during the fall. I said, man, the JV season is almost coming to an end, and the big boys are getting ready to play here in the spring. So, yeah, we embrace it, man. We look forward to it. You figure the guys, they deserve it, and it's a great opportunity for us to get a chance to be on that the big stage without any competition or from the FBS. So yeah, we look forward to it. You're not gonna ever find a guy that won't embrace the big stage.
Thank you, Charles. Next question is from Justin Beigel. Go ahead, Justin.
Hey, Coach, Justin with Live 5 here. I know in 2019, this team was largely an underdog. People weren't expecting much from you, but now after the growth and the progression at the end of that 2019 season, you're going to be favored. There's going to be a spotlight on you. How do you think your team's going to respond with such higher expectations going into this 2021 season?
The good thing about that, Justin, is that the expectations that we place on ourselves internally are higher than any that they have externally anyway. And so we're always not trying to be satisfied with meeting our internal expectations, but exceeding those. And I would argue that, we've been picked to finish third. So I would like to think that's not a very good expectations in our book. So I don't know how high the expectations are externally, but where I'm from and the way I've been as an athlete and the way that I lead as a coach is that I don't know how to prepare not to be number one, right? So there's no way to prepare to be number two. And where I'm from, second place is the first loser. So I consider it not a compliment that we don't have higher expectations, but again, we always are trying to play to our own internal expectations anyway.
Shaundre, if you mind commenting on that as well, please.
Same, like Coach Denson set a standard, so champions do more. So in everything we do, we always want to do more. We want to outcompete everybody we play against. So
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Justin. We're going to go back to Scott Eisberg. Go ahead, Scott.
Thanks, Mark. Autry, this question's for you. On a personal note, how special was this fall? You were pulling the chains for First Baptist football, getting to watch your kid. How special was it to have a fall that you'll probably never have again in that respect?
You know what, Scott? I would say this, man, and I pride myself on doing this. We do things a little bit different here, and I say I lead by following Christ. So where I had extended amount of times, I am very, very adamant that my coaches have to make sure that they take advantage of their family time, right? I feel like they can't mentor these young men without first mentoring their own. So we go to our kids' games. We don't miss that kind of stuff. So where I had extended time to do that this fall, I would have been at my son's home games anyway, and when we had a home game here at Charleston Southern, because that's just the way of life here. That's what we do. You don't get those moments back. And where we are going to work our tails off, we also aren't going to neglect our faith or our family in the process. So it was cool that I had a little bit more time, but that's just normal business. That's normal operating procedure around here. Whether it's Coach Zane going to his son's wrestling match, whether it's Coach Brooks going to his wife's event, we're going to make time for the things that are important. And we're going to trust God again within our process to handle our business, to be obedient stewards of our time. But family is what we do.
Thank you, Scott. We'll go back to Justin, Live 5.
Thank you. Shaundre, this pass rush really came along at the end of that 2019 season. It's probably going to be one of the better units on the defensive side of the football this spring. When you're playing quarterbacks like you do at Kennesaw State, Gardner-Webb, Monmouth, do you feel any pressure, and how do we think this unit kind of comes together with those kind of elite quarterbacks you're going to be facing this spring?
We look forward to any competition. So with my front D line, like we set a standard. We want to be the best. We don't matter who we're going against. So we all, we respect all. We will do that. But they all get scouted just like the rest of them. So.
Thank you, Justin. We still got time for questions for Coach Denson as well as Shaundre Mims. So please enter your name in our chat box and we'll take them as they come in. And while we wait for that, Shaundre, I've got a couple for you. First one is, what are you looking forward to the most in that first game this spring?
Honestly, I'm just ready to get out there with my guys and compete. We've been looking forward to it. We're playing against top dogs. So, hey, we're going to see how that one go. We already been underrated. So we just ready. We're ready to compete.
And following up to that, which of your teammates are you looking forward to watching play the most this spring? Who do you think's kind of really improved that you're looking forward to seeing them play this spring?
That's a big broad question. So the whole team, really, everybody's been competing, and it's like I've seen everyone just grow. So honestly, just seeing everyone grow from where we started to like us about to play again, it's like I just want to see the whole team succeed. So.
All right, thank you. We're going to go back to David Shelton with some other questions. David,
Coach Denson, I got you.
David.
Coach Denson, you've used the word compete a lot in this 15 minutes, and so is Shaundre. It's obviously a buzzword in your program right now. But just try to picture yourself tomorrow morning. I think y'all start at like 6 o'clock, which is it like 6 o'clock in the morning when y'all practice?
No, we actually going to start some stuff at 6, but not practice.
When will practice start?
We'll be in the evening.
You'll be at night. Okay, you'll be at night.
We'll be in the evening. We have some stuff in the morning, but not practice.
Yeah, well, 6 is too early for me, so you won't see me around. But anyway, how excited are you to finally get to this point? Not to the first game, but to the first practice. This is like early August tomorrow, although it'll be rainy and cold. But how excited are you just to get out there and bounce around and see your players? The excitement level is probably going to be at an all-time high.
First, Greg, so you hear the word compete, man. So it's not a buzzword. It's a lifestyle we're trying to create. And we want our guys to compete at everything because, again, it really is preparing them for life, right? You got to compete at everything the rest of your life. And the people who embrace competition are the ones who, are your elite performers. But in regards to excited about getting on the field, that's the part of the coaching that you value and love the most, right? The time with the guys, the time out on the field. That's where those bonds are, solidified. And so, man, I'm beyond excited to get back out there with those guys, to be able to get ready to play toward a season, and so we had our fall ball, which again, that was about our development. And now we get a chance to go out and compete. So there aren't enough words to describe how excited I am. I'll use the word compete since we said that, just to kind of have fun with you, man. But you look forward to it, man. You really do.
Anything else, David?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll go back to Justin.
Coach, can you give us one player on offense and one player on defense you think might have a breakout season this spring?
I could, Justin, but I'm not. And again, the reason is because, man, it is it is no I in team, and there's no it's no me, it's all we, and that's in our culture. And so we expect everyone to perform beyond the standard and to the man, because the thing is, you need them all. And so in order for us to get to where we want to go based upon the goals and the expectations that we placed on ourselves, you need them all. I mean, we spend a lot of time talking about the back half of our roster, right? And what people don't realize is that our walk-ons they are a tremendous part of our football ministry, because that's the quality of preparation you get. And so to the man, we need everyone to have we won't say a breakout season. We tell them we just need them to be who God created them to be, right? And so we just need everybody to do their job. We talk about owning your role. We need everybody to own their role every single day. And then together we'll all achieve more.
I'd expect nothing less from you, Coach. Great
No,
answer.
yeah.
How about this, though? Can you tell me a little bit about Shaundre and just what he brings to that defense and your team overall?
Consistently consistent. First of all, he leads through his faith, very faithful in who he is as a young man. The ultimate professional. He comes to work every day, does not say a lot, but his actions speak so loud that he doesn't have to. It actually lends to the times when he does have to speak up, which he's not afraid to do. And guys listen because of who he is. So the fact that he's on this call, the fact that who he is in our locker room, he is the ultimate leader. I mean, player coach, he's an extension of who we are. And so you need guys like Shaundre in that locker room because they see more than we do. And if we're going to go where we want to go, those guys have to hold each other accountable. And that's what Shaundre brings to the table for us.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. We have time for final questions for both Shaundre and Coach Denson. Please enter your name in the chat box. And Coach, I'll throw one last one out to you. Is there any particular players who have benefited from the longer off season coming back from injury, or someone who had to deal with a little adversity and now will be full go in the spring?
I'll tell you who I feel were the winners in this deal were the incoming freshmen, right? Because usually what happens is they come in the summer, they get about 4 to 6 weeks to train, and then they're thrown right into camp. Well, those guys are freshmen, but they're really not freshmen because they got a full off season of working out. They were in the system. They were able to do some stuff. So I would say that those guys' development from that standpoint has been able to be enhanced because, again, they just had an extended amount of time. But so that's who I would say in this deal with those incoming freshmen that got the benefit from this extended amount of time of adjustment and preparation.
Thank you, Coach. I'm not seeing any more questions for either of you, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But as we wrap up, anything else you want to add before we close it out?
I do not. Again, man, I would like to thank all of you over at the Big South, all of our leadership here at Charleston Southern University, man, my coaches, our parents, our student athletes. Man, it's a blessing to be in this position. We talk about dedicating our season to different people. And man, one of the things we want to make sure we do is represent the Big South Conference and also represent all of our peer institutions that are not going to get the opportunity to compete this spring. So, man, it's just an honor and a privilege. And we thank you all for all you've done to get us to this point in the process.
Well, Coach, we thank you for your commitment, and we wish you and Shaundre and the rest of the Bucs a great season, the best of luck this year, and we all look forward to seeing you soon.
No doubt. Y'all have a blessed day. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man?
All right, that will wrap up our segment with Charleston Southern. We appreciate everyone joining us. We will take a break and resume at 11:30 with Monmouth University. So please stand by.